Don't let them in my soul. Don't let them in my soul. Don't let them.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is your host, Rhodes. Welcome to episode 3 of Riffing with Rhodes and my Climate Challenger. If you guys are new to this channel, like and subscribe. Check out my last 2 videos. I put some tips and tricks in there for people that wanted to main Xayah. Some questions on how to play better as an ADC, positioning, do's and don'ts. Definitely some do's and don'ts in that video that you guys will be able to see. But so this game, it was I played with Soraka bot, and I honestly enjoyed the Soraka. Usually, I have a hard time with certain Sorakas because they like to be very aggressive, and they don't do a lot of damage. And Xayah is already a champ where, compared to other ADCs, she doesn't pack as much punch. Like, for example, a Draven. So, our team comp is we got me and Soraka bot. I believe we have Tristana mid, Jungle Wu, and Teemo top. Me personally, I never understood why people always said Teemo was like what is it, like a bad champion, stuff like that. I feel like if you know what you're doing with him, he's actually pretty OP, especially with the fact is if you don't know how to play against him, if you're not aware of his mushrooms, that makes a big difference in a team fight, and especially when he's popping up. Like I said before, some of the most toxic champions are the ones that are invisible. And in this game, because you don't have pink wards, makes it 10 times harder to actually see them. My suggestion is always carry red. If you have, like, if there's a jungle that turns invisible, it's safe to always at least have one person on your team to carry red. So when you team fight, you could pop it up and they don't get to jump on you. You guys don't have to do exactly the path that I like to do, but I usually like to go toward the river, scout it out, see what's going on. Find a good place so I can position my ward just in case the enemy comes and try to ward the river on my side. At least I'll be able to see exactly where they either warded or what direction they went in. So in this game we went up against a Jhin and a Lux. And one thing I gotta tell you guys, Lux is toxic as shit in this game, okay? the fact is if she gets a good stun on you and you have an ADC on the other team that knows what they're doing, you're done. This game, especially once they get a snowball going, it's fucking insane how well they do, how well a Lux can, like, have the team just perform so much better. Me personally, I do not play Lux. I feel like Lux is one of those characters where it's the peak. Lux is the Pikachu of League of Legends, and I never like playing characters that everybody else played. I always like playing characters where nobody really picks them. Like, for example, in LOL on PC, I go Kled. No one, like, I don't understand why people don't love playing Kled. Kled, I feel like personally some of the best voice lines, and I really want to see Kled actually become or be another character on the Rift. I don't know if that would be possible because the way he's set up, maybe his ultimate would be kind of OP if you guys aren't familiar. Kled's ultimate gives him the ability to basically like run down lanes super fast, and not only that, but depending on the distance, once he hits you, he does, I believe, a certain amount of magic damage and physical damage, and also your team speeds up behind you. And there's a few times where I used my R the wrong way and led my team into getting destroyed. So right there, I burned my flash. I'm not pretty sure why I burned my flash. I probably thought the Lux is gonna try and stun me right in front of the tower, and I didn't want that. Probably would have been really bad position because then, for all I know, a jungle could have came. Not apparently I wasn't paying attention to the map, and I realized the jungle was mid. One thing unique about Wild Rift that's very different from LOL is in this game, you get your ult at level 5. In PC, you get your ult, I believe, at level 6. But because you get your ult at level 5 in this game, it makes it a lot more interesting in the dynamic of how you can play. Once you probably realize I love the Cosmic Dawn skin for Xayah, but personally I feel like she needs more skins. You have some characters where they got like 5-6 skins, and I feel like I should kind of focus on the lesser like the champs. Probably would help a lot, especially when it comes to like characters like Xayah. I don't see a lot of people play her too often. Wild Rift, people are starting to pick her up, especially because how unique her skill set is. So he caught me out of position, but I got lucky because I was actually able to get away, and ooh, he got me under that tower. But luckily, because Soraka was able to get the kill, and that was actually a really nice dodge from the Soraka. Would have been perfect if Wu came for a gank, but yeah, he's trying to secure that scuttle. And yeah, so. But if I believe Wu would have came up, he probably would have been able to help Soraka out, taking at least the ADC out. He never changed. Like I said before, I don't like playing very popular characters, and he's one of them where if you got a really good Yi, he's 1v9 in everybody. If he's trash, well, yeah, the whole game you're gonna be living in fear of getting ganked by the opposing friggin' jungle. Now right there, I was kind of mad because the fact is, I didn't want to root like that. I did not want to get them in that position. I kind of wanted to be a little bit closer to them, but it worked out in the end. I was able to at least get away. I kind of feel like I did waste my ult, especially in this position right here where it would have been perfect. I would have been able to throw a lot more feathers out, but boom, first kill. Smart, it was smart of my Wu because the fact is, instead of him just trying to sit there and kill the Drake, he actually jumped over the wall and made sure that we got rid of anybody trying to steal it. That's a very common mistake. A lot of people focus on the Drake when you have a whole bunch of enemies around, and then you'll see like for certain champs like Yi, super easy for him to steal Drake. All he has to do is pop his ability, and basically he disappears. He's untargetable for a certain amount of time. It pops up again, and boom, the dragon's gone. So you're gonna see in this video, I didn't honestly get a lot of kills. I didn't carry the team, but it's not all the time about as a ADC player carrying the team at all. As an ADC, it's more about, for one, you don't want to feed the opponent's ADC. Your job is, if you're not the one getting all the kills, you want to limit you want to limit the opposing ADC as much as you can, which means make it harder for them to farm gold, make it where they're getting caught out of position. And for all of those games where I had actually more assists than I actually had kills, and that never honestly bothered me. My main priority, and if you really want to get good at playing WoW, especially because it's team-oriented sport, you got to kill the ego. See plenty of times people become ADCs and they think they could just run down lanes, shooting everything, destroying everything. That's not how it works. And to be honest, I feel like ADC is one of the hardest roles besides playing support. Support that's the number one hardest role, but ADC is, I believe, is like the second hardest, because of the fact is in the game, in team fight, you're the main source of damage. A lot of people believe it's the tanks. No, the tanks are there to take the damage. You're there so you can back them up and provide support. So what I was trying to do there, I was trying to kind of bait the Jin into actually coming in and try to chase me into our jungle, and I was hoping that either Wu or Soraka would come and respond and would be able to get a kill. Soraka did a great job at instead of backing. She's seen an opportunity that we could push on him. Pretty sure if he didn't see Soraka, he probably wouldn't try to follow me. Personally, I would advise you never do that. Because if you go into an enemy jungle, especially as an ADC, if it's not later in the game, even later in the game, they're going to catch you out and they're going to destroy you. So you want to try to avoid that. So this is trying to run down mid on his own. He thought he could flash away, and as you can see, I burned my flash, but it was all for a good cause. Was able to get that edge out, and I don't like when me personally, I absolutely hate when I have like a champ this close to dying and they flash and get away. And then you'll see the emote, like some people put the dog with his butt out emote. And I only can imagine how tilted this team was playing this whole game, because when I play on teams where we're getting dominated and it's like a 23 to 2, and they want to play the game, and some of us are like, can we forfeit? And they hold you hostage. Me, I advise, as bad as the game goes, especially on LOL, there's times where I actually came back. The thing you have to understand is, not all champs are suited for late game. So sometimes people go, they could go 30-1 and end up losing due to the fact they're not prioritizing towers, but they're prioritizing kills. So always be mindful of that sometimes not always even about the kills at all. It's great if you could carry your team, get the kills, but it's more about securing your objectives, helping your teammates out, and if you're not snowballing the lane, try to help your strongest teammate do so. You see most of my games, I like the fact that most of my teammates, they understand the fact is, after always try to bait a team fight if you can, so you can secure the dragon a lot easier, the baron a lot easier, so you're not dealing with getting your stuff stolen. Now right here, Aurelia almost got me, but I was able to use my ability to stun her. Then my teammate came and actually saved me. And right now, this is one of my favorite games right now. Wow, they're very entertaining. Hundreds of hours of content and things you could do with it. It's so fun. If you really enjoy LOL, but you don't have time to be playing almost hour-long games, I suggest try Wild Rift. If you guys are new and want a tutorial on how on some of the on some characters, on some champs, builds, feel free to comment down below and let me know what kind of advice you guys would like to know, looking for, what type of videos I should start making. Any feedback is appreciated. So you'll see that a lot of the time I'll try to go after I get my Gunblade Executioner's Culling. That's like a step I always try to go for after Executioner's Culling, and then I try to get I believe it was a Mortal Reminder. So I decided to go through the river that way, through that area, because I didn't want to get caught out trying to go where the blast cone is, and then they end up 5-manning me. But as you can see, my team did a fantastic job, was able to get an ace, and I believe they're going for Baron. So I did want to, try to go Baron with them, but I kind of thought about the fact that it's just better for me to try to push. It's kind of distracting, as you can see right here. Even though this is not a trade that I'm gonna win, it's just the fact that for one, I was able to get not only the Ez but also the Jin out of the way. So it made it a lot harder for if they did try to steal our Baron, they wouldn't have as much damage, and I believe all they really would have is Yi, and right at this point it could be easily handled. This Triss has been going crazy during this game. Teemo doing fantastic. The Wu, Soraka, I really enjoyed this gameplay. I feel like my teammates held up a lot at the end. 9 kills by Teemo, 8 and 1 by Triss. Like, man, these guys are popping off. They're carrying. I hate to say it, but they're carrying the carry. And this is a tough position to defend from. When you have a team that already snowball, but not only already snowball, but they're pushing into your Nexus with super minions that are buffed up with the Baron Asher. Just, you better pray for a miracle, because that's all you could get. Alright, so guys, I really enjoyed that game. I thought it was fantastic gameplay by my teammates. Comment down below, let me know some feedback. Peace.